Crafting the perfect Spotify queue is a difficult, time-consuming task. Drawing from countless different playlists, storing anything from Amy Winehouse to Kanye West, I craft a temporary list of anywhere from 20 to 100 songs for the next day. I could probably tell you a day of the week or time of day just by looking over one of these playlists. If it's indie or pop, it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. If it's R&B or soul, then it's probably Tuesday or Thursday. And if it's rap, then it's most likely Saturday or Sunday. Mellow songs mean it's the morning and I need something to wake up my brain. Something more upbeat and fast-paced means it's the afternoon. And I'm on my way home to relax or to hang out with friends. Saying everything aloud does make the whole process feel just a bit obsessive, but it gives me some sense of control over the next day. My chosen Spotify cues allow me to personally create and carve out the quote-unquote perfect day. I can tell myself that it'll take 6 mellow songs for me to get to school, and by the time I arrive, I'll be refreshed and mostly awake. 5 songs for me to finish an econ project during study hall, and 10 songs for me to get to downtown Mountain View after school to hang out with friends and get home. Unfortunately, the world around me wasn't my own personal radio. The fulfillment I got from listening to music became dependent on whether this illusion of control could hold up, whether I could get to school without hitting traffic, whether I could actually work during study hall without getting distracted, and whether parking in Castro wouldn't be full. My meticulous music schedules reflected my desire to chase perfection, what I thought should happen. Fulfilling expectations dictated my life, and listening to music, one of my cherished hobbies, only scratched the surface. From very early on in my life, the idea of perfection always came in a package with obsessing over details. And one of my dad's favorite sayings is, if you're gonna do something, do it right. And this applied to anything and everything to me as a kid. From weeding a garden to doing extra math homework, nothing was done without some sort of goal that had to be met. And poring over the details was the only way to ensure that. High school provided countless opportunities for me to set and fulfill goals with even bigger implications than before. Gone were the days of being rewarded with a new video game. Things like college and scholarship money were at stake. My day was chock full of controlling every single little detail and outcome. In the classroom, everything I did was for an A to hopefully pop up on that semester grade report. And as a water polo player, everything I did was for our team to get another win. But with each success, the fulfillment I felt was temporary, whereas with each failure, the emptiness felt more lasting. A good grade on a test would validate my preparation process, but a bad one would make me question my worth as a person. While this goal-oriented approach allowed me to be the best student or best water polo player I could be, I felt like there was still something missing with me being the best version of myself in general. It felt like my own self-worth was determined by someone or something else. My self-worth lost that first component, the sense of self. In order to actualize my potential as a person, I couldn't point to beating someone else or a hard number. It was a competition with myself. This sense of competition was fueled by concrete achievements, the grades, wins, and results. But what if I couldn't measure myself with a scoreboard or report card? What if there was no opposing team, just players in a pool? Instead of comparing myself to others, I compared me to me. It sounds confusing, but my past and future selves became a way for me to see growth. It became clearer and clearer that doing something right applied less to shaping results and more to the steps along the way. Turning my focus inward meant caring about what I could control. So while I couldn't guarantee that my childhood garden would be free of weeds every single minute of the day, I could guarantee that I would scour every corner and fully root each one out. When I embrace the uncertainty of imperfection, I can focus on applying all possible energy to the certainty of the process. As a kid, writing was always one of my passions, but as a high school student, essay writing became an exercise in control. It was always about following the formula for an A, and the joy I got from it became dependent on that one little letter, not from actually writing. I was used to English assignments full of busy work, tinkering with synonyms for half an hour. But when I cut off the external noise to enjoy literature in full, I could savor it. From my English class last year, I still remember every part of Percy Shelley's poem Ozymandias coming to life. The sweeping sands, crumbling statue, and ironic proclamation. Shifting my focus from the results to the details, I could tap into my childlike love of reading and writing, even when doing a school assignment. My appreciation of the text made my writing more fluid and sophisticated. I focused on building my main ideas from a place of passion. I found that most of the time, the results eventually followed. My ideas became clear, and they weren't contrived for the sake of a grade. And once I got that down, I was able to care about the details apart from the ones in my essays. Instead of asking the what questions, what song should I cue for me to have the best morning possible, I started asking the how and why questions. How can I still make the most out of my day when things don't go according to plan? Why do I respond to something a certain way? And these questions help shape my interactions with others. Take teaching coding classes, for example. My relationships with my students weren't just about helping them get to the correct answer. They're about understanding their motivations and ideas. I just listened and processed what they said. Looking at the steps of their thought processes, asking why they chose to address this specific piece of code, or how they tackled a specific error, is now how I approach all conversations. Now, this seems a little counterintuitive in a computer science context when error codes literally flash across the screen and programs won't run without perfection, but error codes only mean the process has just begun. I've redefined perfection to mean striving for full understanding rather than something flawless. Not only as a teacher, but also as a journalist, friend, and son, my relationships are more fulfilling when I'm able to listen without fixating on what could be better. While we can't always control the destination, we can control how much we get out of our respective journeys. We shouldn't let not getting a job, grade, or result we were hoping for invalidate all the time and effort we put into everything leading up to it, because lasting fulfillment comes from truly appreciating every single one of those steps. When we focus on the process, the desired results will eventually follow, even if they may not be what we originally planned. So, I now like to start my day with just hitting shuffle on a playlist, and the day could be perfect in its own way. Thank you.